Welcome. My name is Dominika Denev, and I am the Marketing Communication Manager with Regina Downtown. I'd like to welcome you to our first podcast series. Today, we have our guest from Hearts YQR. She created a Facebook page that I just thought was super cute and a really nice way to bring a positive spin and kind of bring some light to what's going on in our world right now. So I'm going to introduce Heather Getz, and she's going to kind of discuss with us what her Facebook page is all about and kind of her ideas and where it all came from. So welcome, Heather.
Thanks, Dom. Yeah, it's really fun to be here and get to talk about it a little bit. I started the Facebook page only about 2 weeks ago now, I guess. It was a kind of a fun idea that we noticed happening out in BC, a woman who had started it out there. And a lot of people were enjoying a way to connect with others even while they were still in their homes. And a couple of friends and I wanted to put some hearts on our windows and let people have a chance to see something while they were walking around with their kids. And we didn't really know how to share them with each other. So yeah, we thought it would be fun to start a Facebook page and give people a chance to connect there as well. So.
Wonderful. Okay. So why don't we kind of dive in and maybe show some examples. And then as we're kind of discussing things, people have an idea of what this actually looks like. So I'm just going to share my screen with everyone and we'll pull up some examples of some of the hearts that have been throughout the neighborhoods people have shared on the Facebook page. And then if you want, while it's going through, we can just kind of explain maybe some ideas or what we might want to tell people about each of these. So.
Oh, that'd be great. People have been so creative. It's so much fun to see what kids have come up with and parents have come up with. And I hope they're having fun with it too while people are feeling a little bit in their homes. So
there's a little guy waving. Yeah.
So he's colored in all those hearts and waving at people going by. I think his mom's taking that. And yeah.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. And this one here, we're going to explain. So let's go to this first image. So you were telling me that you were saying, we don't want to allow people, we don't want to tell people like, hey, run to the stores and buy things, right? Because obviously we want to keep the safe social distancing and practice those safe distancing with the 2 meters if you do go out. And so you had an idea with some of the products that you had in your kitchen, which I think is awesome. They may not look too pretty like we were saying, but hey, doesn't matter. It showed up pretty after. So what would you explain this picture's about?
Oh, that picture was a bit of a disaster. I was trying to find some ingredients that I had in my own home because, like you said, we don't really want to send people out to find their craft materials. So people are making their hearts with lots of things, wrapping paper and tissue paper and newspaper and all kinds of things. And I thought, well, I don't have any paint, and I really, really wanted to paint on my windows because some people had made some really amazing, beautiful painted windows. So I thought it would be fun to make a paint with cornstarch and water and food color. And so I made this paste with food color and cornstarch. And anyway, there's a great recipe, and I can post it on the site, and I did post it on the site. But don't add your cornstarch after. I tried to thicken it a bit more, and it turned into a gloppy mess. So anybody else doing it will do better than I am. I'm also not much of a cook because I try and experiment. So I did experiment, and it turned out semi-okay on the window. You can use any color, food color. Yeah, it looked kind of lacy, and it was actually really fun gopping it on the window. So yeah, it was actually really fun. And you can use it also to put tissue paper or fabric on your windows. That's actually how it's supposed to be, just to glue fabric onto your window or tissue onto your window. Okay. And I thought, I'm making this into paint.
Yeah, I'll pull this one up. This is that tissue example here too. This is the tissue example. So I'll just blow that one up. So this one's not directly on the window, but just an idea. And was that other one that looks like stained glass tissue on the window?
I think that's tissue on the window. I think I'm not sure how she stuck hers on. Hers is much nicer than mine. So yeah, a person who does know what they're doing and is much more crafty than I am did that one. Very inspiring.
Very beautiful. Yeah, no, I love it.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, awesome. So basically what we're saying here is there are no rules. And, it's a great time to get creative, a fun way to interact with your children that are home. And there's, another level to this where in some aspects we were kind of discussing how, for those folks that can't come outside, it's really nice to be in your neighborhood and look out your window and be able to see these across the street. Or if you are out for a walk and you're doing your safe distancing and you're looking around and you do see windows like this, it's just, I think it warms your heart, right? And I was mentioning to you when we kind of touched base the other day when I asked you to come on the podcast, how right now I live alone and I have my dog, but right now I just remember my grandmother a lot. And we talked about, remember how your daughter and I kind of had that like angel idea, like it's almost like remembering those who can't be here with us, or just more of a thinking of them and just really hoping that they will, help us through these times. So I think that's really a part that I took away from it. And you wanted me to show my little vision board that I made. So I thought I'd leave that there and just kind of show. So I have a big passion with like journaling. And so I like to collage journal, and I just kind of put this together this morning, actually, after our discussion, and kind of, I don't know, it warmed my heart. And just, it's a nice reminder beside my little office desk here of remembering things and just kind of working together with everyone. So yeah. And then you had some examples too of your daughter. I wanted to make sure we share. She had some of her friends helping her make these kits and stuff. So I thought we'd give some other ideas for folks that have children at home, or maybe teachers that are at home and want something to do and help others. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah. So a daycare worker, a friend of my daughter's, had put together some kits, and she sent them out to the childcare, the kids in the childcare. And so they have kits that they're making and putting up in their windows with Hearts YQR in mind. So they're putting those on their windows. And I think you're right, Dom, and I appreciate that you sharing that people are making the hearts for lots of different reasons. One, to inside the house to entertain the kids and even keep themselves reaching out into the community. I really like the stained glass example because the light's shining through, and it's light coming from inside out onto the street, and it's showing the love from inside to out, like you. And it's also light from outside in when people are walking by and they're seeing the hearts, and then they're feeling connected to the people inside the homes because the people inside of the home are reaching out. And people are making the hearts for lots of reasons. There's been the Rider Pride ones, and they're showing their love for the team, and that they're feeling that they're part of a team connecting with each other. And you remembering your grandma and grandparents they can't connect to their grandchildren right now. So there's some that are saying, these are for my grandkids because I can't hug them, but I'm showing their love in that window. And, I have a little neighbor that we always visit, and I can't see her. So I put mine up thinking of her and that she can see them. And I'm trying to change them once in a while so she'll see them when she goes by.
Wow.
Everybody's got a reason, if you have an elderly neighbor, and maybe encourage them if some way to put a heart up so they're okay, and they can change their heart and show that they're still okay. And that's a way for you to check in, or like you said, put something up to entertain them a little bit and give them something so they're not so isolated. And yeah, it's a time for us to really be connecting. I think humans, we really crave connection.
Yep.
And I think this is a way that we can still feel connected, even though that we're physically apart from each other. Socially, we still really need that. And I hope people are feeling that when they can share them on the page and share with each other through their homes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It honestly right now, it gives me like chills and just kind of warms my soul just talking about it. Cause I think it's a really nice initiative, and just, I don't know, it just makes people happy. Right. And it made me happy working on it last night and just thinking about the page itself and just the options that there are for people, and just how during this time, we're able to like think about other ways to be creative or ways to connect that we aren't physically connecting with somebody, but just still being there. If it's spiritual, if it's through like Zoom, on a podcast, whatever it is, I think it's just amazing the ideas that we're coming up with. So I just wanted to remind people that are listening and watching, this one is a Zoom call as well as going to be audio. Where can they find Hearts YQR? Is it just on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like just so we can let them know where to find your page?
Oh, we just have a page on Facebook. It's just called YQR Hearts, or Hearts YQR. Actually, I don't remember the order.
Hearts YQR. Yeah. Yeah.
Just Hearts YQR. And just, post your hearts for us, or like the page, or if you go out for a walk, some people are putting up whole little albums of photos on it of all the hearts they found, and doing it like a scavenger hunt with their kids if they're out for a walk around their own neighborhood safely from other people, or out for a drive. Even people drive around and do it. And it's fun for others that have posted to find their heart being posted. Or if you are on Instagram and you just use the hashtag, then sometimes then I find them, and then I just ask your permission and put the picture up on the Facebook page. So either way,
awesome.
It works.
Yeah, awesome. And then, one thing we want to talk about too, I know both of us were explaining how wonderful it was to see that photo that Hotel Sask posted. So Hotel Saskatchewan, anyone who's listening, is one of our downtown members. And all of a sudden one day we just looked on Instagram and we saw this beautiful photo. They lit up rooms in their hotel that were in the shape of a heart. And it's just beautiful how the community is coming together and kind of spreading that love with everybody. And, everyone thinks of love and that as hearts, right? So I think it's just a very beautiful initiative. And I think it's growing as we continue down this unprecedented times and figuring out what the new normal may be for us. So yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
No, I'm overwhelmed. Actually, I just think our city is amazing. And, a long time ago, the campaign about like I Heart Regina, and I really can see that now, how incredible the people are here and how we're caring for one another. And I appreciate this time with you, and that you're reaching out like this. And I've been overwhelmed at the people that have come forward, and it's just great to see everybody's creativity, and let's just keep taking care of ourselves and each other so we can get through this.
Exactly. Well, we'd like to thank you. And I thank you a lot. This is the first podcast I've ever recorded, and you'll be my first guest. So there will always be a memory here deep in my heart. And so I really thought it'd be a nice one to start off with. Like I said, just something, shine some light, some positivity on what's going on, and just really think of others and stay connected in a safe way. So we really thank you for coming on. And I'm just going to give a little heart.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.